Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Monday the 4th of November and this is Flosstube number 53. So hello, I hope you're all doing well today. It's been a few weeks since my last episode and I've been a fairly monogamous stitcher over the last few weeks. It's been a bit strange, but I've been in one of these moods where I've really wanted to get things finished, and I've just thought I'm just going to go with the mood. And so yeah, I've got 3 finishes to share with you today, and I'm really close to finishing a 4th. That should be finished in the next couple of days. Yeah, so why don't we just get into it? The first finish that I'm going to show you is Hive Rules. This is by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I started this, I think I was working on it in the last video that I did. So I bought the pattern and the fabric from Megan, and the floss is Royal Embroidery floss, and I finished it. I just wanted to work on it and work on it. So I actually finished a bonus pattern as well. So I'll show you. This is Hive Rules. I'm going to have to put it right back here. So I think when I showed you it last, I was maybe sort of about halfway through here. So I finished that off. And I really, really love all the details on this. And the floss is just so lovely on this fabric. I really, really think it's so pretty. So I'll just bring it in closer so you can see the details. We've got Hive Rules, Be Sweet Like Honey, Mind Your Own Beeswax, and I really like that little honeycomb. Always be humble and kind. Believe in yourself and others. Love and be loved. And it's just really, really lovely. So, and then there was a bonus pattern in the booklet, so I thought I might as well just do it because I had enough fabric. So it was Welcome to Our Hive. I'll just fold this over so that you can see. So I did that as well, and I thought I'd make that into a pillow. So I'm going to do a long finish, a long flat finish with the Hive Rules, and then I'll do a pillow finish with this one. I do actually have some fabric left over, so I know that she does some other bee patterns, so I might be tempted to buy another one at some point and do like another small pillow. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased with those. It was so lovely to stitch. And I think I said before that I've got a couple of other of her patterns. One is Christmas Rules that I got a kit from Megan for. That was last Christmas, I think. And then the other one I've got, I think, is the Gingerbread Sow. Is it Welcome to the North Pole that came out last year? I think I've got that as well, but I don't have that kitted up. So yeah, so that is finish number 1. Finish number 2 is Japanese Garden by Cross Stitch Obsession on Etsy. I started this for my 40 for 40 project in May. And I'll put a picture up here of the last time that you saw it. When I picked it back up again, I was, let's have a little look, sort of about 66% of the way through. So I had worked on it at the beginning of October. And again, I just felt like, let's just finish it. So I did. So this is my finish. And I absolutely love it. So this is on 25 count, 1/1 full cross, and I used DMC floss. And it's just so precious. I love the colour palette. I love how teeny tiny it is. And I think this will look great, like in a really small frame. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one, like one so small, but I'll be on the lookout for one basically. So yeah, I worked on this for 2 days towards the end of October. and I finished it. So yeah, it needed sort of, let's have a look, just under 1700 stitches to finish it off. So yeah, really, really happy with that. So that is finish number 2. A little sip of my tea in my Hello Autumn mug, although it is feeling increasingly more like winter. But there we go, we do get our days of sunshine and things, so mustn't complain. And then finish number 3 is one that really I should have finished like the last time that I picked it up. I just had the back stitch left to do. So this is Magnolia, and it's by Velina Cross Stitch. And you can find her on Boosty and BK and also on Instagram. I only did the middle bit. I didn't do this bit around the outside or the word. I mean, I could have translated that obviously into English, but I didn't want to do it. I did this on a piece of 28 count like ivory even weave, and I literally, it took me an hour. So this is my finish, just on the back stitch. So it looks amazing. Somebody was saying on Instagram, oh, it looks nice without the back stitch, and I did agree, but I do think the back stitch adds to it. It definitely further distinguishes the flowers in the foreground to the background, I think. So it does give it something a little bit more. What I liked is that some of the back stitch in 3371 is 1 strand and some of it is 2. So you get some nice sort of like shadowing and texture to the flowers, which I thought was really clever. Yeah. So that is Magnolia. You think of a way to finish that one. I'm sure something will come to me one day. You know, I'm not very good at finishing things. Oh, yeah, I'd much rather be stitching, basically. So yeah. Okay, and then we're on to whips, and I only have 3 whips to show you, basically. So, first one, living in this bag that I made last Tuesday when I went to sewing. I followed the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch project bag tutorial, and I managed to make one. The last time I had a go at this tutorial was about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I accidentally sewed the zip the wrong way round, so it was like the zip was inside, and my machine happened to be on this setting where it was like a really short stitch, narrow stitch. Yeah, anyway, and it would have taken me hours to unpick it, basically, so I just threw it in the bin. But I managed to get it right this time. So yeah, I used this lovely sort of like florally pink fabric that I had, and then I had this spotty blue fabric for the inside, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Yeah, really, really pleased. So anyway, living in here is Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. This is another one on my whip hit list, and I've just showed you 2 that I've crossed off of there, so I'll have to look at my list in a minute and see whereabouts I'm at with that. But this is the Quilting Bee by this is Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower, and I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count Vintage Sun linen from Zweigart. It's one of their printed linens, and I'm almost finished with this, but I ran out of 3 threads basically, and so I've had to order some more from Lakeside. So this is basically, I don't know, like I must be like 90% done with this. So you can see that I've run out of this colour here to fill in the wing, and then obviously some bits and bobs. I've run out of yellow, or that mustardy colour, and I've also run out of, what's the other colour I've run out of? Oh, this colour here that's in the border. It's called Piney Woods. But other than that, it's there. So I'm just waiting for those threads to come in, and then I will pick this back up again and finish it, because it'll only take me, I think, 1 day. I think it's got something, I don't know, maybe like 600 stitches left. It's not much. So you can just see where I've done all the motifs, but they're not finished off because they're missing colours. So this one's not finished, that one's not finished, this one isn't finished. And then these two down here aren't finished. And then obviously I've got to finish the wing. But I really like how this has turned out. So this is stitched in a mixture of Classic Colourworks and Gentle Arts. So these are the threads that I have left. So if you're gonna, I mean, I think the model for this was stitched on 40 count. Yeah, it was 40 count sheep's straw linen by R&R. So if you're going to stitch it on 40 count, then of course you wouldn't run out of threads. And although it doesn't say on here, you know, you might need an extra skein, I should have really clocked that. So if you're going to stitch it on a higher count over 2, or using 2 threads, I should say, then you will probably run out of mustard seed, mountain mist, and piney woods, because they're the 3 that I've run out of. So I would get yourself 2 skeins of those. So I'm just hoping that the dye lot isn't going to be drastically different, especially for filling in that wing. Yeah, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And as you can see, I've been in a bit of a bee mood, and it's not been like a conscious thing, but so I did Hive Rules, then I picked this up. I mean, not straight away afterwards, but I did pick it up again. And then the other whip that I've worked on and that I'm working on at the moment is the one I'm going to show you next. So this is another one that I started for my 40 for 40 project. I'm just fancy getting it out. This is not on my whip hit list, but this is Sweet Clover, and it's by Ekaterina Volkova. Again, you can get this on Boosty, and in the description box I always leave my Google spreadsheet where I've got all of my whips and finishes on there, and so you can easily go on there and click on like links for patterns and things. So I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of the last time you saw it, and that was back in May, and I just did 300 stitches on 1 day to start it off basically. I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count even weave over 2 using 2 threads, and it's raw embroidery threads, this one. And this is where I've got up to. So I've made loads of progress. I've worked on it for the last 3 days, and this is where I've got up to. I mean, it's only a pattern that's just under 4,000 stitches anyway, and some of it is backstitch, so I haven't done any of the backstitch yet. So today I'd quite like to finish off the cross stitching down here, and then perhaps tomorrow I'll do the back stitching. But look at how lovely that looks. I love those bees. And she's got a series of these patterns, and I have all of them. So and actually, like, if you look at the size of this, like, I have enough fabric here to do another 3. Oh, that's back. Maybe 4. I don't know, maybe 3 more, and then I'll do the 5th one. I think I have 5 of these patterns, so I'll do the 5th one on a different piece. But I thought it would be really good to like stitch them and then like display them all together in some sort of way. I'm not sure how I'd do that, but I thought finishing them all together would be quite a nice little thing. And I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. So yeah, that's that whip. Oh, don't want to get the material caught in the zip. Okay, and then my last whip is the one that I show you every single time. So living in this tote bag. This is Supersize Max Colour, a stitching shelf. Artwork is by Amy Stewart and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I'm going to put a picture up on the screen here of the last time that you saw it. Oh, no. And it's currently I've stitched 154,618 stitches and it's at 21.68%. So I think I'm still working on the page that I showed you before. And this is where we're at now. So I'm slowly filling in. That flower is all done now. It's got some ninja stitches around the outside, but it's all done. So I'm just continuing on working on the bottom of her dress, and then we've got the shelf here, and down here is the end of the page, or the end of the 10 by 10 block that finishes the page, because I like to do that. So yeah, I've gone back to my 100 stitches a day and I'm really happy with that at the moment. It's suiting me really well, so I'm just going to go with that. I've already surpassed what, like the percentage wise, what I stitched last year. So last year I stitched 9%, and this year I've stitched 10%. So I've already surpassed what I stitched last year, which is really good. So we should be able to make it to the end of the shelf by next year at some point. So yeah, that's 25 count, 1/1 full cross, and that's in DMC threads. Put that in here. So those are all of my whips. I don't have that many, but it's been really nice working monogamously on things. I've really enjoyed that. I haven't been a monogamous stitcher since I started my Flosstube channel, you know, coincidentally, because we all, you know, fall down rabbit holes and things. And I'm not a monogamous stitcher because, of course, I've got more than one project on the go, but I've quite liked picking things up for a number of days and trying to finish them off. So I'm just going to go with that train at the moment. I'll let you know. If I just flick to the back of my planner, I can tell you how many whips I've got left on my whip hit list. So I can cross a couple of off of here. Magnolia and Japanese garden. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Quilting Bee is one of them, so that will be 4. The other 4 are The Animal House by Satsuma Street. I've got 2 sections left to go on that. The Kids Alphabet Sampler by Eccentric Avenue. I've done 1 letter of Bella's name. I need to do the other 4. But again, like 1 letter will take me like 2 days, so I can get that done fine. Christmas Village Ornament, The Bakery by Dimensions, that I can definitely do that. And Hello Autumn by me, Blushing Pink Stitches. I think I've got 2 letters and then the hello bit at the top to do, so that not much. So I definitely think the biggest ones stitching wise are The Animal House and Kids Alphabet Sampler. But I'm kind of thinking I should spend November working on those, because the other thing is that in October I didn't touch my Quick Stitch Tranquil Tulip. I just didn't feel like it. So I'm kind of thinking, while I'm on the finishing train, when I get some of these other ones done, or just when I'm in the mood, maybe I'll just pick that up and just get it done. So let's see how many stitches I've got left on that. So I'm at 18,325 out of 23,865. So I've got about 5,500 stitches left. You know, I could work on that for a week and get that done. The other one I've sort of neglected at the moment, not sort of, I have neglected it, is my Fruits of Plenty, my second Fruits of Plenty that I'm stitching for my mum. I didn't stitch on it in September or October, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that, whether I'm just going to have a break until the new year and just work on it a block a month in the new year, or whether I'm going to do some catching up before Christmas. I don't know. The block I have in my mind about that one at the moment is that each block takes me about 4 or 5 days to do. I'm like, oh, 4 or 5 days. I've got to work on this for 4 or 5 days. But I've been working on other things monogamously and not had any problem with it whatsoever. So I don't really know what my problem is with that one. But there we go. So I have a little bit of haul. So let's go through that. Oh, just make sure. There we go. Put that up on there. There we go. So I'm sure you'll have all unfortunately heard about Jodie from Unconventional X Stitch. They unfortunately had a big fire in their house, and yeah, their house burnt down basically. I don't think it burnt down completely, like from the pictures that she showed, but she lost a lot, you know, and her business was based in her house, so she lost a lot of the business as well. And so whilst you can't like purchase kits from her and physical items from her at the moment, you can purchase PDF charts. So I wanted to help, so I decided I had one, because a lot of the artwork that she puts up on Unconventional X Stitch, it's not my kind of thing, but I did have this one on there. It's by Adrian Border, and it's called A Cozy Evening, and so I decided I would get that. It's quite dark, but I do like the look of her reading on that balcony, and it looks to me like New York City. This little cat on the balcony below. It just appealed to me, so I decided, oh, I'll get it, because it's been on my wish list for a while, and I want to support Jodie. So yeah, it's 368 by 500. Does it say how many colours? No, I don't know how many colours, but there you go. So I got that. Let's make a separate pile. I went to one of Megan's Stitchy days from Coffee Craft Fabric. She arranges the Stitchy days in Tunbridge Wells, and I took my shop with me, and I had a really lovely day. It was so nice to spend time with Megan and some other ladies and get to know some people that I hadn't met before. It was really lovely. Anyway, I wish I learned what this lady's name was. But anyway, there was a lady on Megan's table that was stitching this pattern here. I haven't even written the name of it or who it's by, but I'll leave it in the description box below. And she was almost finished with it, and it looked stunning. So I had to get it basically. So this is it. It's like stained glass princesses. And I can't remember the name of the shop that I got it from, but I will leave, like I said, I will leave it in the description box below. And she had stitched everything apart from Snow White. Like Snow White was the last one that she was working on, so she was so close to finishing. And I wished I'd asked her name and like if she's on Instagram, because I really like to follow her. So I think she came to the Essex Needles retreat and she'd finished Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, and she was having that framed by Robert. But yeah, so I had to get it, and I've got a piece of 25 count in here that I started something else on and I just cut off. I think I started like Amsterdam Canal, and then I decided I didn't want to do Amsterdam Canal on white, so I was trying to, like, I had it in my work bag for ages and I'm picking stitches out, but in the end I was like, life's too short, I'm just going to cut it off. So I got that. This is my fabric of the month from Kate at Sparkly's for September and October. I get a 28 count even weave. Nice light green colour. It's showing like quite grey on the camera. Anyway, so there's that. While I was at Megan's Stitchy Day, yeah, I bought a few things. In fact, there's some missing out of here. I'll get them out of my work bag in a second. I bought a piece of fabric for this pattern here. This is Japanese and Girl and Chrysanthemums, and it's by Anna Petronova. And again, I will leave a link to where you can buy this in the description box. So she had this really lovely light, oh yeah, you can see, piece of pinky purpley fabric. It's 28 count even weave again, and I thought that would be perfect. So didn't want to do it on something stark like white because this background here isn't stitched, but I did want to do it on, give it something without it being too in your face because there's lots of detail here to focus on. So yeah, I'm going to get the Royal Embroidery threads for that. And that will be a start soon. Actually, let me get these things out of my bag. Yeah, I leave them in my work bag because I like to write them down in my pattern book. So the de-stash table at Tunbridge Wells was also very good. And there was a lady there. God, she was on my table. I can't remember what her name was now. Don't know, sorry. She was giving this away for free. It's called A Good Marriage by Lizzie Kate. And I read all of the words and I thought, yeah, I really like that. So I got that one. And then then this was also on the freebie table. This is Tulip House by Hands On Design. You can get like a little bonus spring thing to do as well. I like that. There's a lot of white to do in that one, but it looks pretty. And then there was a lady there called Chris. He was selling some charts. And one of the ones that she was selling was Home of a Needleworker 2 by Little House Needleworks. And I've had this on my wish list for a while. I've had the number 1 on my wish list for a while as well. But yeah, so I thought I've got to grab that. And then she also had 3 of the Year in the Woods charts. So I've stitched the fox and I had the reindeer kitted up. So she had these 3, the ferret, the barn owl, and the jackrabbit. And so I thought I would grab those from her, you know, because they were only £3. That's a lot cheaper than and they look, there's nothing wrong with them, they're brand new. So yeah, that was a really good little score. Oh, this is from when I went to the knitting and stitching show. So I bought this from Trudy Ann Designs when I was there. I went to the show with my friend Becky. We had a lovely day. And I saw this stitched up on the wall in her booth, and I really liked it. So this is Les Four Saisons, so 4 Seasons by Jardin Privé. And I really like the little snow globes. So I was thinking that I could do these individually. She says that she's also seen them stitched like this way too. But I think what I'm going to do is stitch them individually and do them as like little pillows. And so this uses all DMC. Yeah, and I think they're really sweet. I really like that one with the bees. Just got to think about bees at the moment. A kit that I bought from the knitting and stitching show. I only bought 2 things that were cross stitch related. Was Green Pastures by Bothy Threads. So it's a Rendell kit. And I wouldn't have thought that this is my style, but I just really love the whole aesthetic of this. It reminds me a lot of that high heel kit that I started from Derwent Water Designs. It's got a similar vibe to it. and I really like it. And it's got like little pockets of pink flowers and stuff, which I think is really sweet. And this is my first one of their kits in a box as well. So that's really lovely. So it comes with, this one comes with 16 count printed Ada. So I think this bit here behind the sheep is all printed, and then everything in the foreground is stitched. And then you get pre-sorted cotton threads and a needle. Is it DMC? Must be DMC. Must be. There you go. So I got that. And there are only a couple more things in here now. So I signed back up to Megan from Coffee Craft Fabric, her fabric of the month. She restarted it in September. So the September fabric that I got was this one, which I thought was so lovely. Right up my street. Perfect for something Halloweeny, which is clearly why she dyed it. But, you know, I don't know what I'll use it for. But it's really, really lovely. And again, I get a 28 count even weave. And then the last thing I have here is the Fabulous Houses number 11, which is the haunted house. So, so I only have, well, I have 2 more patterns to go, because the last pattern, what was it he said? There's a bonus pattern that he's going to be putting out. Is it he, isn't it? Or is it a she? Might be a she. Don't know. So there's, yeah, number 12 is called The Log Cabin, and we haven't had any clues about that yet, just the title. And then he, God, who is it? I don't know. Somebody tell me, is it a he or a she? That's really terrible for me not to know that. They announced that they were going to be doing a bonus extra special edition to the series called the Tudor Style House. So for those people that are stitching it all at once, I'm guessing that you're not, I think it's going to look odd just to tag the Tudor Style House on at the end, so you'd have to stitch that separately, and I'll have to stitch that separately. But yeah, I quite liked it, the idea of getting a bonus pattern. So there we go, that's all of my haul. Yeah. Apart from, I did sign up to Shannon Christine's, what is she calling it? Let me have a little look at her website, my account. It's called the Continuous Halloween Club. So I belong to her Continuous Christmas Club. And yeah, I've been a member of that since last December, and I've stitched one of the buckets. Not one of the buckets, one of the mugs. It's the mug sale, isn't it? And I just haven't picked it up again. But she announced that she was going to start a continuous Halloween club. Well, no, that's not true. She did a continuous Halloween club last year. I don't think it was for the whole year, because I think the previous one had 9 charts. But then she's announced that she's going to do this one again, and it's the Halloween, it's called Halloween Buckets. And if I show you a picture of the mock-up, yeah, you can sort of see it there. Maybe I'll put a picture of it up on the screen here, because you'll be able to see it a bit easier. See, it's very similar to the Christmas mugs one, in that you've got like a character in each bucket, and then you've got like the black border, and it's like got like a little gingham thing down the bottom that they're all sitting on. They're just really sweet. And she's released the first one, the Frankenstein bucket. So I couldn't resist, basically. So I signed up for it. I figured, oh, well, I might stop the Continuous Christmas Club in, this will be the last month that I pay for it, I think, unless she announces something that I really want to do for next year. Oh God, I'm terrible. Anyway, But I ordered this morning a piece of 27 count Linda even weave in Vince's Country Mocha, which is like the recommended, it's the recommended fabric for the sow. And you need more than a fat quarter, so I ordered a fat half, or well, the fat half that fits the sow anyway. I think I got like 27 by 40 inches, and then I'll stitch that in raw embroidery. And yeah, the other thing I ordered some fabric for, I can't remember how I came across this, but somebody posted on Instagram that they were working on this Otter pattern from it's from the World of Cross Stitching magazine. I don't remember which issue, but it looks like this. And my husband loves otters, and of course you've got the pink lilies in the foreground as well, and it just is beautiful. So on Bothy Threads you can buy the speckled fabric just on its own. They do it in Ada and even weave, and they do it in different sizes, and it's really reasonably priced as well. I think for me to get like a large piece that I needed big enough for this pattern, it was something like £7. Like, it was really reasonable. So I ordered that, and again I'll do that in raw embroidery threads, so I need to get those together as well. So yeah, I have these things that I'd like to start, but I'm not really in a starting mood. I've got like loads of things that I could start. I really want to start that Green Pastures kit. I would really like to start on the Fabulous Houses, because I've got the first one all kitted up, and I've got a fabric, and I've got a piece of fabric for all of them. But I'm not in starting mood, so like I said, I'm just going to go with it. Yeah. People have been talking about the Haid stitch along again. I didn't participate in it last year. The charts didn't really appeal to me, and they don't really appeal to me again this year. So I just want to work on my own thing again next year. I don't want to be tied into anything, and you know, like half the point of the Haid stitch along is that they want you to do like a certain number of pages, like they're encouraging you to do a certain number of pages. So this year they wanted you to do 4 full pages so that you could then get the rest of the patterns, and then if you finished the chart, you could also get 2 bonus patterns of your choice. This year the charts are slightly bigger, so they're like 85,000 stitches rather than around 60,000, and they want you to do 6 pages and get the rest of the charts, or then finish it and get 2 bonus ones. So you have to do more this year. Well, you don't have to, but if you're going to participate in the stitch along, I think, well, I could just stitch a Haid at my own pace. I don't, you know, so what's the point of me participating in the stitch along? So I'm not going to do it, but I know that lots of people are interested in it, and I've had a couple of people ask me to kit up the Haid sale with raw embroidery, which I have done for them. So if that's something that you're interested in, or you know, any pattern, you know, if you know, for example, the Bella Filipina, it's the Siren pattern that's just come out, that the part 1 has just released, hasn't it? I haven't seen it actually, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, you know, if you wanted to kit that up, if you want to kit up any pattern, you can of course go onto my website and order threads individually, but if you want to send me a message and you know, ask me to kit it up for you, I can always send you a PayPal invoice. Yeah, I think that's everything stitching wise. Yeah, life wise, we had half term last week, so Steph and Bella and I were all off, and we did a few things. We did a few crafty things. So we, you know, went for an autumn walk and picked up some leaves, and we made leaf lions. Maybe I'll put like a picture up on the screen here of Bella holding hers. What else did we do? We went to Chessington on Wednesday. So if you're not in the UK, Chessington is a theme park. And Chessington is aimed more at children. It does have some sort of like thrill rides, but it's got like some animals there, and there are lots of rides that like someone of Bella's age can get on. So we took her there last year, and we did it again this year so that she could do the trick-or-treating event. So she went trick-or-treating, and then we got on lots of rides. And it was a really lovely day. We did have a monstrous journey home. There was some sort of accident before the Dartford tunnel, and so what should have taken us an hour and a half to get home took us 4. And we did stop at Blue Water for something to eat because we just couldn't. We needed a break. So actually with the Blue Water break, it took us 5 hours to get home. Yeah, that wasn't a great evening at all. But there we go. And then we also did like a day trip to the zoo. So I took Bella swimming on Friday morning, and then we went to the zoo afterwards, and she got her face painted, and we fed the birds, and we walked around the goat enclosure, and she went in the playground, and yeah, we just had a lovely afternoon, and also had some ice cream before we came home, because I like ice cream. Is just a must no matter what time of year it is. I'm back at work tomorrow. So Bella went back to preschool today. I dropped her off. So she was really excited to see her friends. It's her birthday month this month, so we're getting ready for her birthday. She's got a party planned with a group of friends at a local, like, well, they call it Air Hop now, but it's like Jump Street, like it's a trampoline park basically. So we've got that booked for her. And we already bought all of her presents and things, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to her birthday. What else? I don't know whether anything else is coming up. We're going to a firework display this Saturday, which we haven't taken her to fireworks for a couple of years, so we figured that would be a good plan. What else do I have anything else that I need to tell you? I don't think so. No. The week before half term I wasn't very well, and actually Bella caught hand, foot and mouth from nursery. Just absolutely rife basically. Although she was pretty much finding herself, like, yeah, they didn't really want me to send her in, obviously. I mean, I could have if I really wanted to, but yeah, I just didn't think it was so, because I was ill anyway, it was just easier to keep her off. So yeah, we had a week. She went into preschool on the Monday, but wasn't in on the Wednesday and the Thursday. So yeah, we just had some time at home again. So I feel like I've not been to work in forever. And I've got to go into work today because they're doing flu jabs again this year. And I've got a 12:10 appointment for a flu jab. So I'm going to go in for that this morning. And then potter around and do some bits this afternoon. So I think I'm going to leave it there. It's a bit of a shorter video than I normally do, but then I didn't have like loads of whips to show. So, you know, there we go. If you've got any comments or questions, I love chatting to you in the comments down below. I will be back in 2 or 3 weeks with another update, hopefully with some more things crossed off of my whip hit list. Keep your fingers crossed for me. How many things did I say I had left? 5 out of, I think I had 12 or 13, so it's not bad going. Yeah, I hope you all have a good couple of stitchy weeks, and I will see you soon. Bye.